Today's news highlights. Date January 29, 2025. News highlights. Meng Zhengru had been silent for 8 months due to the scandal involving her husband Huang Zijiao. She quietly restarted social media in December last year, only sharing her artistic creations but not speaking out. Last night, on New Year's Eve, she posted a reunion dinner message on her IG limited time feed, and fans left messages of blessing and cheer for her. The agents remained silent, and Zhang Xiaoyan once appealed to the media to let them go. Fans are pleased with Meng Zhengru's return and hope she can get out of the gloom and face a new life. News highlights. Chinese AI startup DeepSeek launched the low-cost, high-performance open-source model DeepSeek R1, which shocked Silicon Valley and affected the US stock market. Some netizens posted an article on Guard discussing its open-source motivations, speculating that it may be to enhance technical influence or promote global standards. Engineers believe that open source can expand market share, accelerate technology development, and affect supply chain needs. A student from National Taiwan University's Institute of Information Technology pointed out that open source allows engineers around the world to challenge and improve technology, and is the only way to develop powerful software. News highlights. Lu Yura was previously reported to have broken up with her soccer star boyfriend Hu Kaixiang, and her relationship status has attracted attention. However, she made a surprise announcement this morning that she was pregnant. She posted a photo of her pregnant belly and confessed to her boyfriend, breaking the breakup rumors. She said that the arrival of little Peanut was a miracle, and her family was deeply moved by it. In fact, she just lamented the difficulty of seeking a child a few days ago, and even felt resentful. Unexpectedly, she received good news just a week later, which surprised and delighted her fans. News highlights. Civil society groups continue to push for the removal of KMT legislators during the Chinese New Year. Ke Jianming, the chief convener of the Democratic Progressive Party's Legislative Yuan Caucus, issued a message last night calling on supporters to stand up and take action. He accused the Blue Committee of cooperating with China and detailed the violence in Congress, stressing that accountability should be held. Ke Jianming emphasized that after the recall is launched on February 3, if the Democratic Progressive Party gets a majority in Congress, the Blue Committee will be made to pay the price and threatens to send them to Dijon to live next to Ke Wen's. News highlights. The Legend of Zhenhuan is still a palace drama classic 14 years after its premiere. During the Spring Festival, 8 major TV stations launched marathon live broadcasts, attracting a large number of drama fans to watch. PTT netizens discussed whether there is any drama comparable to The Legend of Zhenhuan. Many people supported the drama as the pinnacle of palace dramas, while others recommended Knowledge and Yongzheng Dynasty. In addition, the Hong Kong drama The Golden Branch is known as the ancestral of palace fighting. Its delicate description of palace intrigue is still a classic and has aroused heated discussions. News highlights. Veteran musician Lu Jiaqing died of illness in December last year at the age of 83. Before his death, his relationship with his ex-wife Zhen Zhen and son Zhang Lihan broke down. Lu Jiaqing once accused Zhen Zhen of seizing the child and criticized his son for being unfilial. Recently, Zhen Zhen published the court verdict on Facebook, accusing Lu Jiaqing of misappropriating 16.47 million yuan of company funds and not paying it back. She called him a state-recognized liar and emphasized seeking justice for his son. A few days ago, she appeared at a gathering in Hong Kong, looking good, and stressed that the media should restore the truth and stop spreading Lu Jiaqing's accusations. News highlights. The current situation of Zhang Shina, who has been absent from the entertainment industry for 10 years, is a mystery. During the Spring Festival, the second sister Zhang Hui shared her past interactions to let fans remember her. It is reported that during the Chinese New Year, Zhang Shina wanted to watch TV with Zhang Hui, but was driven away by the humor. Her family speculated that Zhang Hui was concerned about her performance on TV. In addition, Zhang Hui continues to do charity, sending red envelopes to support charity restaurants, and entrusting friends to care for visually impaired singer Li Binghui. Even Fei Yuqing also participated in the event, showing heartwarming charity. News highlights. On New Year's Eve, the Yonglian Temple in Lezhu, New Taipei City drew the 2024 National Games Lottery, with the top lottery, politics, as the top lottery, which means that leaders have wisdom to resolve difficulties and promote harmony between the government and the opposition. The agricultural sign is also a top sign, which symbolizes the hope of a good harvest in agriculture. The work permit is a winning one, emphasizing that unity and cooperation can overcome difficulties. The business signature is the signature of Xia Xia Xia, reminding the business community to invest prudently, reduce risks, and wait for the opportunity to improve. News highlights. On January 18, on Fiji Airways flight FJ871, a 69-year-old Australian woman lost control during the flight after quarreling with her husband and insulting the crew. She cursed loudly and threw objects, and appeared to be drunk. When the stewardess failed to calm her down, the crew forcibly moved her to the rear of the plane and taped her mouth shut. The woman was eventually arrested upon arrival in Fiji and fined $345. Fiji Airways emphasizes its zero-tolerance policy against any threatening behavior to ensure the safety of its passengers and crew. News highlights. The 2022 fire incident at Zhenji Tire Store in Hsinchu City caused controversy. The eldest son issued a statement to refute the accusations made by his family, emphasizing that he was not the murderer. In the statement, he explained the pressure he faced from family harassment, insurance issues, and media reports, and clarified how he dealt with his deceased wife's family, expressing that he was working hard to live and take care of his family in grief. He stressed that he had not committed any wrongdoing, asked for an end to online abuse, and promised to be more cautious in his words and deeds in the future. News highlights. The U.S. Navy has banned members from using the technology of Chinese AI company DeepSeek due to concerns about its safety and ethics. According to CNBC, the Navy issued an email warning in mid-January, stating that DeepSeek's AI technology may have potential risks and asking members to not use this model in any way. The measure is based on the Navy's Chief Information Officer's generative AI policy and requires employees not to use it for work or personal use. News highlights. A fire broke out in a dormitory for migrant workers in Dujin District, New Taipei City this morning, killing 1 and injuring 5. The fire broke out at around 1 a.m., and after receiving the report, the fire department quickly dispatched 47 vehicles and 119 personnel to the rescue. The fire spread to the 3rd floor and was completely extinguished by firefighters in about an hour. The 38-year-old female migrant worker was found to have no signs of life and was pronounced dead after being sent to the hospital. 5 other female migrant workers were injured, including burns and choking. Preliminary investigation shows that the fire is suspected to have started from the indoor staircase on the first floor, and the detailed cause is still under investigation. News highlights: a U.S. military F-35A fighter jet crashed due to an unknown malfunction during training in Alaska on the 28th. The pilot successfully ejected and escaped and was sent to a doctor to evaluate his injuries. The accident occurred at Eielson Air Force Base. The fighter aircraft experienced a body failure during an exercise. The pilot escaped in time and was in stable condition. During the crash, the F-35 lost power and rolled, eventually exploding into a fireball and causing thick smoke to billow from the scene. The U.S. Air Force has launched an investigation aimed at preventing a similar incident from happening again. News highlights: yesterday, 28th, night, during the Lunar New Year's Eve fire warming, a momentary power drop occurred in the Hsinchu Science Park, causing many engineers to be recalled urgently while they were reunited with their families. Taepower's Hsinchu district office stated that the accident was caused by an abnormality in the ultra-high voltage equipment in Longtan, and emphasized that the accident did not cause a power outage and was deeply sorry for the inconvenience caused. At that time, the voltage sag affected many companies, including major manufacturers such as TSMC and Micronix, but due to the protective devices, the impact was minor. Taepower immediately isolated and repaired the incident point. News highlights: today is the first day of the Lunar New Year. President Li Qiang wore a red Taiwan hat and t-shirt early in the morning and went to Xiaoling Temple, Wan Li's hometown, to pay New Year greetings to the people and distribute lucky bags. He said that he would return to Chaotian Temple to pay homage as usual today and pray for Taiwan's national peace and prosperity and good weather. He also thanked the local party officials and legislator So Kaiowai for their efforts, and wished everyone a safe and smooth New Year, good luck in the Year of the Snake, and everything goes well. News highlights: Kay Wenz was detained in the Taipei Detention Center due to the Jinghua City floor area ratio and political donation cases, and was unable to spend New Year's Eve with his family. His wife Peggy Chen shared the New Year's Eve dinner she had prepared on IG and lamented that it was the first time in 35 years that they could not celebrate the New Year together. She said that the moist cakes given to Kay Wenz could not be rolled up and sent to the detention center. She recalled the early New Year's Eve dinner and was sentimental about the situation in which Kay Wenz was accused and could not accept the dilemma he faced. News highlights: the generative AI model of Chinese startup DeepSeek has attracted global attention. White House AI chief Sykes pointed out that the United States lead in the AI field only has 3 to 6 months left, and emphasized that Chinese AI companies have quickly caught up. DeepSeek trains powerful models at a lower cost, challenging the advantages of the United States, and may involve knowledge distillation technology to extract knowledge from OpenAI's models. Sykes criticized the United States for being too complacent in the past, and pointed out that the Biden administration's regulatory measures may have restricted the development of AI, emphasizing that the United States must continue to maintain its dominance in the field of AI. News highlights: in a traditional New Year's Eve ceremony at the Gongtian Temple in Beishadan, Mili, residents threw a scorpion to Mizi to obtain the 4-season lottery, and they drew rice, beans, melons, and sea respectively, which indicates that this year will usher in a bumper harvest. The contents of the signed poems reflect the characteristics of agriculture and fishery and guide local residents' development direction in the coming year. The poem signed with rice wishes blessings to many men, the poem signed with bean indicates a good harvest, the poem signed with melon shows the help of noble people, and the poem signed with sea symbolizes good weather and brings stability and prosperity to the residents. News highlights: in the New Year's Eve bell-ringing prayer ceremony at Dharma Drum Mountain, President Li Ching-te and former President Ma Ying-jeou participated together, ringing 108 Fawa bells. Ma Ying-jeou prayed for less earthquakes, more exports, peace across the Taiwan Strait, and prosperous exchanges, while Li Ching-te prayed for good weather, peace, and prosperity for the country and people, and prosperity for all industries. The abbot, Master Qiahui, emphasized the power of great vows and called on everyone to vow to do good and influence more people to work for society and world peace. Dharma Drum Mountain hopes to jointly promote a better future through the sound of bells and global good wishes. News highlights: US President Trump said on the 27th that he would impose tariffs on imported basic metals, semiconductors, etc., and specifically named Taiwan, pointing out that Taiwan accounts for 98% of the chip market. Presidential office spokesperson Kuo Yahweh responded that Taiwan and the United States have long cooperated with each other in high-tech industries such as semiconductors and have close relations. The two sides will continue to pay attention to US policies, maintain contact, jointly face global challenges, and strengthen Taiwan-US relations. News highlights: the DeepSeek R1 chatbot launched by DeepSeek, a new mainland AI company, caused shock with its low cost and high performance, and wiped out $680 billion in its market value. Although some political influencers and Ministry of Data Development officials have questioned this, accusing it of falsifying its cost, technology experts countered that the amortization of the hardware cost of the H800 chip training model used by DeepSeek is not inappropriate, and its open-source technology and innovation progress has been made to improve the hybrid expert architecture and computing methods, and challengers can directly check their code. News highlights: at around 8:30 a.m. today, 29th, a fire broke out in the central and western district of Tainan. The location happened to be opposite the Tainan Museum of Art Building 2. The fire was very large and spread to the stores next door. A total of 4 stores were affected, including a century-old rice cake shop. Old store, fortunately no one was injured. However, according to our understanding, the cause of the fire was that a woman was in a daze while taking medicine for a cold, and accidentally hit a roadside substation, causing the store's wires to catch fire, and the fire spread. News highlights: Dalongdong Baoan Temple in Taipei City and Yonglian Temple in Luzhu District. New Taipei City draw national fortune lottery tickets on New Year's Eve to predict the overall fortune in the Year of the Snake. Dalongdong's lottery interpretation shows that the overall fortune this year has increased, emphasizing the importance of the country's foundation, and warning against fraud. Yonglian Temple drew lottery numbers ranging from Shang Shang to Xia Xia, especially the Shi lottery up above indicates that if national leaders are wise, they can promote harmony between the government and the opposition and improve relations between the United States, China, and Taiwan. News highlights: American actor Tom Welling, famous for playing Superman in Smallville, was recently arrested in Wairika, California on suspicion of drunk driving. In the early morning of the 28th local time, Welling's blood alcohol content exceeded 0.08%, which met California's drunk driving standards. Welling is best known for her role in Smallville and has also participated in works such as The Devil's End and Batwoman. So far, he has not publicly responded to the incident. News highlights an explosion occurred in a residential house in Hualien City at around 7 o'clock last night, 28th, causing severe burns to a 21-year-old man named Wu, with about 50% of his body suffering from second-degree burns. It is suspected that the man accidentally caused an explosion while making fireworks at home. Fortunately, upon seeing the incident, nearby neighbors immediately provided water pipes to cool down the fire and used fire extinguishers to help put out the fire. When firefighters arrived, they found smoke still coming from the house and found broken containers and gunpowder powder in the living room. The man has been sent to the hospital and is still being treated in the intensive care unit. News highlights Yulan's Tuchin Bayushi brand sausage suddenly closed down after its owner accidentally fell and passed away, shocking fans, relatives and friends. This hand-grilled sausage shop is famous for its heavy-flavored sausages. There are often long queues, and the owner is known for being humble and polite. The store announced its closure on Facebook and said it would arrange a farewell ceremony after the Chinese New Year to thank everyone for their support and care. News highlights the bulletin of the atomic scientists moved the doomsday clock forward by 1 second again on the 28th, leaving only 89 seconds until midnight, setting a new record. The organization pointed out that nuclear risks, climate change, misuse of artificial intelligence and other issues put the world facing greater threats. In particular, Russia's nuclear threat and withdrawal from the Arms Control Agreement, tensions in the Middle East, military actions by China and North Korea, and the spread of disinformation aggravated by artificial intelligence are all factors that exacerbate instability. We call for international dialogue to jointly solve global challenges. News highlights the DeepSeek AI model launched in China is regarded as a low-cost version of ChatGPT. Its cost-effectiveness and powerful performance shocked the Silicon Valley technology giants, and Nvidia's stock price plummeted 16%. Xie Jinhe, chairman of Cakes and Media, pointed out that if Taiwan stocks are traded, the weighted index may fall by 1,500 points. He believes that if DeepSeek can defeat an AI model worth billions of dollars with $6 million, it will significantly change the landscape of U.S. China technology competition and have a huge impact on companies such as Nvidia. It deserves continued attention to future development. News highlights North Korea's military threats continue to escalate, especially its long-range artillery and nuclear weapons programs. North Korea currently has about 5,700 long-range artillery deployed on the front line, posing a major threat to Seoul. The 240mm rocket launcher has a range of up to 65 kilometers, which is enough to hit important targets such as northern Seoul. In addition, if North Korea launches a nuclear attack, a 20-kiloton nuclear bomb detonated in downtown Seoul will kill 110,000 people and injure more than 530,000 people. The power of a 100-kiloton nuclear bomb may cause 2 million casualties. Experts recommend that South Korea strengthen its defense and promote the development of independent nuclear weapons to deal with threats. News highlights the Taipei City Labor Bureau released a New Year gift in the new year, providing workers with a monthly subsidy of up to NT $8,000 for childcare and elder care expenses. This subsidy is applicable to citizens and foreign spouses participating in the municipal government's vocational training courses to help reduce the burden of caring for children or the elderly at home. Those who have children under 12 years old or parents over 65 years old at home can apply. The subsidy can cover full-time or half-day care, and you can apply for childcare and elder care expenses at the same time. News highlights on January 28th. A fire broke out at Busan Gimhae International Airport. Air Busan Airbus A321 passenger plane number BX391 caught fire in the tail as it was preparing to fly to Hong Kong. 176 people on board, including passengers and crew members, were evacuated. 4 people were injured, and 2 of them were sent to hospital. No life-threatening injuries. The fire spread to the fuselage, and the fire brigade was quickly dispatched, arriving at the scene within about 8 minutes and successfully extinguishing the fire. The fire delayed other flights such as E-Star's flight to Taiwan for about 40 minutes. News highlights the Lai Ching-tak government is faced with the dilemma of a small government and a large opposition, and voters are concerned about how the government can overcome this problem. At the same time that Lai Ching proposed a peace declaration, K. Jianming, the chief convener of the Democratic Progressive Party's Legislative Yuan Caucus, loudly called for super A mobilization and emphasized the need to recall Lai Ching, which ran counter to Lai Ching's low-key strategy. Media person Xia Hanbing believes that K. Jianming's tough approach may be his last battle. If the recall fails, K. Jianming will face a political end. News highlights a fire broke out in Lane 151, Saiwei Road, Xinzhuang District, New Taipei City today, 29th. The fire started from an electric bicycle shop on the first floor and spread rapidly, causing the alley to be filled with smoke and making it impossible to see the other end. The fire brigade arrived at the scene at 8:08 and successfully controlled the fire, and it was completely extinguished 12 minutes later. The fire destroyed a total of about 20 motorcycles, 29 electric bicycles and 1 car, with a total burning area of about 25 square meters. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. News highlights on January 25th, an electric vehicle self-collision occurred at Dawen Yangmei rest stop on National Highway 1, causing the vehicle to catch fire and killing 4 and injuring 4. The woman surnamed Jean in the passenger seat suffered burns and scalds all over her body, but her condition has improved. Jean Envy's brother recently shared his feelings on social platforms, recalling the painful experience after receiving the news of the accident. He said that when he saw his sister wrapped in gauze and filled with tubes in the hospital, his silent grief made it difficult for him to comfort her. He also mentioned that his nephew was seriously injured and died in the accident, and described the experience of witnessing his nephew's extubation after his rescue efforts failed, which broke his heart. He finally expressed that he only hoped that his sister and the other children would be safe and stable. News highlights during the Chinese New Year. Sitting and playing mahjong for long periods of time may bring health risks. Dr. Chen Wulong shared the case of a 40-year-old male patient who eventually suffered from economy class syndrome due to sitting and playing cards for a long time without getting up to move, resulting in lower extremity venous thrombosis and pulmonary embolism. In order to avoid similar situations, doctors recommend getting up and moving regularly during the Chinese New Year, maintaining fluid intake, adjusting sitting postures, controlling mood swings, and maintaining a healthy weight to reduce blood clots and cardiovascular risks and ensure a happy and healthy holiday.